on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon. It's Monday, October 27, 2025. INEC's continuous voter registration is still ongoing. Use the opportunity to register to vote. On the news this hour, Dangote Refineries promises steady petrol supply and low prices for festive period. Governor Fubara to fix schools plus roads in Onelga and vows to sustain peace. Nnamdi Kanu declines to enter defense as trial resumes today. Group advocates for review of River State landlord and tenants law. And we have the latest after a two-story building collapsed in Lagos. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili with the news. Now let's start the news this hour by telling you to expect steady petrol supply throughout the festive season and that petrol costs will not be increased during the Ember months. This promise is coming from President of Dangote Industries, Aliko Dangote. Now, he insists the refinery is determined to ensure that Nigerians enjoy Christmas and New Year without the usual fuel worries. He gave these assurances while announcing plans to expand the Dangote refinery's capacity from 650,000 barrels per day to 1.4 million barrels per day.
We're expanding the Dangote refinery from our 650,000 barrels per day to 1.4 million barrels per day. This will make it the largest refinery in the world. We will require over 65,000 workers during construction. This expansion reflects our confidence in Nigeria's future, our belief in Africa's potential, and our commitment to building energy independence for our continent.
The expansion would lead to the production of new products. Dangote also disclosed the public listing of the refinery on the Nigeria Stock Exchange.
Within the next year, we plan to actually list the Dangote Refinery and Petrochemicals Complex shares on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, which is NGX. And that is a step towards broader ownership and market transparency.
Well, away from that, the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has dropped his earlier plan to call witnesses in his ongoing terrorism trial. When the case resumed on Monday, Kanu told the court he had reviewed his case file and believes there is no valid charge against him, so there is no need to open a defense. Justice James Omotosho directed him to file a written address explaining his position and serve it on the prosecution. The matter has been adjourned to November 4th, 5th, and 6th for the adoption of final written addresses or, if necessary, for Kanu to open his defense. Now, back here in River State, relief is coming the way of students in public schools in Oboebe Mandoni local government area. Now, this is because the River State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has promised to renovate schools and rehabilitate internal roads in Akaboka community. He made the promise during a reception organized in honor of Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu at Government Secondary School Akaboka. The governor said the Ministry of Education will begin an immediate assessment of the school's needs.
So let me, on behalf of the government, apologize to my deputy. The apology is because he said people were mocking her. The people that are mocking you should realize that 2 years was 2 years of trouble. I don't think that 2 years, even you slept with your two eyes closed. If you're sleeping. But now that we have peace, I can assure you, the issue of the internal road will be addressed. The situation of your school, we're going to look into it.
Now, he also reassured the people that the peace currently enjoyed in the state will continue to attract development.
Some 2 years ago, if we had come for this event, there are some persons that will not be here, but today they are here. Means there is a positive step and there is sign that truly peace has returned to River State. So I want to thank everyone, but especially my Oga, the Honorable Minister. I want to thank him because he was instrumental. So we appreciate that and we're not taking it. So let me assure everyone that we are committed to this peace and that will make sure everything that needs to be done and maintained so that development will come to all parts of Rivers.
Earlier, Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odo hailed Governor Fubara, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, former Governor Peter Odili, Felix Obwa, and Desmond Akawo for their roles in her emergence as Deputy Governor. She assured Governor Fubara of total support from her people.
The people's governor, the icon of peace, a man of grace, a man who talks less and acts more, a man who says yes and is yes, and I will stand by him no matter what. And all of you can attest that I stood by him through thick and thin. You know, sometimes it can be heartbreaking when people mock you and when people laugh at you. Some people were laughing that you people said Deputy Governor is your sister. 2 years has passed. She has brought nothing to our Kavoka.
Our correspondent reports that guests witnessed a 21 cannon salute and a display from Ebukele, a traditional performance that appears only once in a decade. Several dignitaries attended the event, including the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Senator John Mbata, and Onelga Chairman Shadrach Obogu. Now, the rising cost of rent, high agent fees and other charges in Port Harcourt and neighboring areas is becoming a worry for many residents, including national leader of the Rivers grassroots movement, Sobomabo Jackridge. As such, he wants the Rivers State House of Assembly to urgently review the Rivers State Landlord and Tenants Law of 1991. According to Jackridge, this will help curb what he calls exploitative practices by landlords and some real estate agents. He gave this indication at a stakeholders meeting via the group's national spokesman, Kelly Rufus.
We call on the Rivers State House of Assembly to regulate unreasonable agent fees and sundry charges and create mechanisms that protect tenants from arbitrary and prerogative increases, while also ensuring that legitimate property owners continue to receive fair value for their assets. We therefore urge legislators to engage stakeholders and community leaders in crafting amendments that are enforceable, responsive to the prevailing economic realities faced by Rivers people.
Now, Jackridge also praised Governor Siminalayi Fubara for revoking the 134 billion naira state secretariat renovation contract awarded during the emergency rule. Also, he commended the governor for approving the payment of 8 months' salary arrears owed to newly hired health workers under the Rivers State Hospitals Management Board. Meanwhile, the Amoha chapter leader of the Rivers grassroots movement, Charlie Igwe, and other stakeholders appealed to residents to get their permanent voter cards ahead of the 2027 elections. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, says the Bodoboni Road in River State will be opened for public use by the end of November, with full completion and commissioning expected in December. Umahi gave the directive while inspecting federal road projects across the south and southeast, including the 37.9-kilometer Bodoboni Road being handled by Julius Berger. He explained that the project, which started in 2017, has gone through multiple cost reviews, rising from 120 billion naira to 199 billion naira and now 280 billion naira, following President Bola Tinubu's approval to ensure its completion. Time to talk politics. The National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Felix Morka, says it is ridiculous to believe his party is behind the internal crisis in the PDP. He told Nigeria FM's Onye Kachinwosu that defectors are only trying to secure their political future or are attracted by APC policies.
Those who are coming in are seeing that not only is APC offering a stable political platform, at least you know for sure that if you are running for office, your nomination will be signed by undisputed, officers of the party. Whereas in the PDP, for example, many of those who plan to run election in 2027 are not even sure that the party will be able to actually, nominate them, legally speaking, to run. Because the party is still struggling with the identity of its national secretary or its national chairman.
Also, the APC spokesperson dismissed claims that the governors were induced or threatened to defect.
What kind of carrot are you going to dangle in the presence of the governor of Delta State to make him decide to leave his party? What threat how are you going to threaten him? I mean, we must at least take a step back and even give the benefit of the doubt that this governor may have a reason he's leaving. First-term governor who is hoping to run the second term. So what fear does he have about People say, sins are forgiven. What sins are forgiven?
Meanwhile, the African Democratic Congress wants President Bola Tinubu to explain why the service chiefs were removed so suddenly. Last week Friday, President Tinubu made a sweeping change in Nigeria's military architecture, appointing new service chiefs. And the ADC says although the president has the power to make the decisions, Nigerians deserve clarity, especially after recent coup rumors. Still talking replacement of service chiefs, a retired naval officer, Commodore Promise Dapper, argues that the appointment of service chiefs in Nigeria has become politicized and ethnic-based. He says this has forced many well-trained officers into premature retirement.
Between 2001 to currently, if you add the people that will go in this change now, over 700 officers into premature retirement. Now you have 39 corps, 48 corps. Now the Chief of Army Staff came from 48 corps. Air Force is from 41. And if they use Air Force as benchmark, that means members of 39 corps and 48 corps will be forced into premature retirement, having served 32 and 31 years. So why would the military become the scapegoat in this political game? People that are putting their life at stake for the nation, do they deserve to be thrown into premature retirement like that?
According to him, the trend creates job insecurity for senior military personnel, insisting that insecurity persists because professionalism is not prioritized in a military appointment. Commodore Dapper further commented on the rumored coup, which the military has already debunked.
Because if there was coup, for instance, and you want to change the system, the Chief of Army Staff will be the first casualty. The army officers that are responsible for the coup are primarily under him. So if you are changing the system because of coup, the Chief of Army Staff should have been the first casualty. It shouldn't have been elevated. So you cannot say there is coup and the army is a prime suspect, then you are elevating the man that is presiding over the army to the highest position in the service. So
still to come, a two-story building has collapsed in Lagos. We will tell you where and the latest when we come back from this break. To stay with us. To maintain peace after the demolition of over 70 houses in Oworoshoki and report of a planned disruption on the third mainland bridge. Police spokesperson SP Abimbola Adebisi says the Commissioner of Police Moshood Jimo is personally on ground to supervise operations and keep the state calm. She insists that while citizens' rights will be protected, violence or road blockages will not be allowed. The command is urging residents to remain calm, avoid unverified information, and continue their lawful activities. Away from that, the National Assembly has approved the creation of a new state in the southeast. The Joint Constitutional Review Committee of both chambers unanimously agreed to the new state during its retreat in Lagos. The southeast currently has the least number of states in the country, 5. The FCT Minister Nyesom Wike is in Dubai for the 2025 Asia Pacific Cities Summit and Mayors Forum, where he will lead a panel discussion and engage with other global city leaders. The former Rivers governor was received by Nigeria's Consul General in Dubai, Ambassador Zayanu Ibrahim, alongside officials of the FCT administration. The summit focuses on strengthening international partnerships and unlocking investment opportunities for cities across the Asia Pacific, Middle East,